My name's Michael Millar. I've been a professional bass trombone in Los Angeles for over 20 years, and I'm development director for Southwest Chamber Music, a two-time Grammy Award-winning ensemble based in Pasadena. I also teach part-time in the music business department at Cal Poly Pomona. Went to school at the University of Colorado in Boulder, wonderful place to go to college, and had a good experience there, and came out in the late 70s to Los Angeles. I went to Cal State LA and got my master's degree there, studied with Roy Main, who's taught several generations of trombone players in LA, a great experience. And immediately after getting my master's there, I went on the road with Harry James, who's one of the great big band leaders and an icon, and I was the young guy on the band that had a varied age group, and was a wonderful experience. Before I went out on the road, I studied some with George Roberts, who was the great bass trombone player who really defined my instrument. And if you hear Sinatra's records, he's loaded with bass trombone, all the Nelson Riddle stuff, and George is the king of bass trombone. When I got the job on Harry James' band, he said, okay, here's what you do. You're going to be a young guy, a band with older cats. He said, here's what you do. Shut your mouth, play great, smile a lot, and listen. And that's the best advice. That's an MBA right there. Shut your mouth, play great, smile a lot, and listen. I knew the lead trombone player, who's another Roy Main student. I knew the guy who was leaving the band, and so I heard that he was leaving, so I called up the lead trombone player. I said, "Would you put in my name there?" And he did, and I got on that band. It was a great thing, because before that, when I thought about swing music, I thought it was kind of cornball, and I'm sure when I played it, it was cornball, because that's the way I thought of it. But you get on a band like that with the energy of the people who created that music initially, and they play it with fire and integrity and excitement, and you say, wow, this is so cool. I better catch up with these guys and stylistically learn how to do this. Well, I came to LA to be in the big time, and I thought what I was doing when I came there is, well, I'll get my master's degree, I'll study some, I'll play with some of the great players there, and then I'll go back to Colorado and teach. But I got addicted to being in the culture of players who are totally devoted to excellence, who are committed to being the best ever at their instrument, to say, anything you can write, I'll play it, and then some. Write me your best stuff, your hardest stuff, and we'll just hit it out of the park. And so when you sit in groups that are consistent of people with that mindset, it's extremely addicting. And you say, oh, I have to have more of this. So I think what my goal eventually ended up being was to be a great player in every genre, that if people were listening to me playing in a big band or a commercial group, they think, well, he does this all the time. Or if I'm playing in an orchestra and doing classical stuff, to be, sound like people who do that all the time. So we have a very diverse playing culture in LA, where people really want to be able to nail every style. There's nothing you can't bring to us that we can't play great. They are developed, I believe, by the culture having existed there for a long time, and people coming there from all kinds of places. So people who have that mindset to play great music, to play in films and to hear great solos on film, or just to say, I want to do that. I want to be on the records that are made there. I want to be in the films that are made there. I want to play with these legendary players that I've always heard about. So it's just the scene there itself is an aspiration unto itself. And then when you learn what the values are of that culture, which is just killer playing and stylistic competence across the board, then you kind of come into the values of that, and additionally learn to play great and be diverse in your stylistic interpretation, so that you can do anything.